We're back with the studio audience tonight, and what we're talking about is we started with over here these chalkboards on all of the things that are wrong with the world, and how do you solve them? You can get frustrated, and you can see all the things that are happening, and you get angry or whatever, or you can realize that change starts at the individual level. Eric is a guy who, gosh, Eric, was it 2 years ago?
Yeah, it's been I guess it was 2 Christmases ago.
2 Christmases ago. So, you were influenced by a book that I wrote, The Christmas Sweater.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about your life. What happened?
I am a recovering heroin addict. And I guess it's been about 7.5 years I've been in recovery, and only by the grace of God. My faith is the center of that. And but reading your book, you know, talking about the storm, it just hit home with me. The idea of having a Russell, you know, I had a lot of Russells in my life, and for those that are not familiar with the book or haven't read it, there's a character in there who is named Russell, who is, I don't know how you would describe him to someone who hasn't read it, but it's that hand that reaches in and helps you out when you need it the most. And of course, I had family there. I had my faith in Christ. That's where most of it came from in the end. But I realized after I got through that storm, I can't sit here and just bask in my recovery. I need to do something to help others. You know, I can't keep this if I don't give it away. You know, my storm was different than some storms. Some people have things like cancer or sickness, and I kind of created my own storm. You know, I chose to walk into the storm like a tornado chaser does, and but I was able to get to the other side, and now I'm working in recovery, working with other men, and trying to be their Russell, if you will.
You know what's amazing is most people won't understand this. Maybe you will. You know what my storm has been for the last 5 to 7 years? Can anybody guess what my storm has been? Can you guess?
Can't do enough.
Success.
Success, yeah.
Success is just as much of a storm as anything else, because you can lose yourself to it. And so a lot of people don't recognize. I think we're all tested on whatever our weakness is. Mine in the past has been money and greed, really. And you can't conquer greed if you're not given the opportunity.
Right.
And so we have to be very careful on what our storm is. It's easy to say, oh, a heroin addict. Well, gee, of course. But success, you know, so many Americans won't face and figure out who they are until you're at your position or the position that I was in.
Right.
You know what I mean? You have to really center yourself. Now's the time to do it, because maybe your storm is just, well, what we started the show with. You get angry or you feel helpless. Maybe your storm is, I can't make a difference.
Right.
That's a storm that you have to conquer. Because once you get to the other side, right?
Oh yeah, once you get to the other side, you realize, you know, it's okay. You have to look inward to not make those same mistakes again.
Yeah.
You're going to make mistakes. We're not perfect, but.
Would you agree with me? Life is hard, but every second is worth it.
Yes,
It's
absolutely.
amazing. Back in a minute.